Minister Modi's trip to the United States. We are learning that on 21st of September, Prime Minister Modi is going to participate in the Quad Summit, which is expected in Biden's home turf, Delaware. India is all set to host the Quad Summit next year. On 22nd of September, we are also learning that Prime Minister Modi will be attending the community event. Further details is what we are going to bring you with our executive editor Aman Sharma joining us on the broadcast. Aman, over to you. Please walk us through the entire schedule of Prime Minister's trip to the United States.
Sakshi, the tentative schedule of the Prime Minister that we are picking up from sources now is that the Prime Minister would be visiting the US between the 20th and probably the 25th of September. On 21st September, the Quad Summit will be held in Delaware, which is Joe Biden's hometown. India was supposed to hold the Quad this year, but India is expected to swap the hosting of the Quad Summit with the US. So US could be hosting the Quad Summit this time on 24th September in Delaware, where the Indian Prime Minister and the outgoing Japanese Prime Minister, Fumio Kishida, will also be present along with the Australian Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese. This will be the last gathering of these current leaders because Joe Biden and Kishida will be stepping down soon. And India now gets a chance to hold the Quad Summit on its soil next year. And there could be a good chance that the new US President, the new Japanese Prime Minister, would be coming to that summit. So India would be hosting the full Quad Summit next year. Regarding PM's schedule on 22nd September, we all know the big diaspora event, Modi and Us, is scheduled in New York. That will be happening on 22nd September. In the evening, the Prime Minister would also be attending the UNGA Summit of the Future, an event which is being held on 22nd and 23rd of September. And India's big focus this time is on the Summit of the Future of the UNGA, because a lot of host of global issues, including climate change and the current, disturbances in the world in terms of the two wars going on. All this could come up for discussion at the Summit of the Future. The Prime Minister is expected in the UN General Assembly. That is a big change. Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar could be speaking at the UNGA General Assembly on 28th of September, where the Prime Minister seems to have a packed schedule. Before that, a host of bilateral meetings with other world leaders on the sidelines of the UNGA Summit of the Future is also expected to be held by the Prime Minister.
Definitely. Aman, also would like your perspective over how crucial this visit of Prime Minister Modi to the United States would be, because we all know how popular he is amongst the Indian diaspora residing over there. And of course, considering the crucial time of US's presidential election campaigning going on at this point of time.
Well, absolutely, Sakshi. This is a very, very important and crucial visit. The timing of it is also very crucial. It comes just ahead of the US presidential election season. So it will be interesting to see who all the Prime Minister meets during this particular trip. Also, this trip to the US of the Prime Minister is coming right after his trips to both Russia and Ukraine, and the offer made by India and the Prime Minister himself to be kind of a mediator in a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. Now we also learned that National Security Advisor Ajit Doval would be traveling to Russia very, very soon to talk about the possible contours of a peace deal if like that happens. So obviously India's growing role at the world stage and Prime Minister's own own initiative to act as a mediator, peace mediator between Russia and Ukraine is very, very going to be a very, very significant thing which may come up, when the Prime Minister is in the US. Which is coming at a very, very crucial time in terms of the global scenarios.
Right, Aman. Thank you so much for putting all of that into perspective for our viewers. We'll keep coming back to you for more details on that story.